Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another reaction. Today we have Satsuki got Tenkomori's Astro Troopers, I suppose this song is. And this is featuring Hatsune Miku, so it fits in the Vocaloid stuff that I've gotten to. And it was requested by Mid-Person and my executive producers. So that's about all I got. The name, the link, nothing else. I guess I'm just going to hear this and see what I have to say. So without further ado, let's go. Okay. Already kind of a bop. I really like that. Really nice bass line there. You know, given how old this is, I'm kind of surprised I don't think I've heard this. This feels, it looks like it came out around the time I was in my Vocaloid era. Which would have been like early 2010s? Maybe late 2000s? Maybe this one just slipped under the radar. I'm loving how, like, it sounds so good. I like the range that they have Miku in for this song. All your bass are belong to us. Classic meme. Ancient meme. I feel like I've seen these designs of these characters around, like the Sentai vibe of them. So maybe I've seen art for it. But I'm positive I haven't heard the song. Also, loving all of the game references in this. Obviously, they're there. I'm picking up on like probably 90% of them. Some are going to be a little bit too obscure for me, but I do be a classic gamer myself, so. I really like that transition. It just feels really good. It hits really well. That's so good. I think it's funny that I'm just mostly enjoying the video. Like, song's a banger, but I'm finding myself just watching and enjoying all of this effort. And this still hits. This fucks. This is so good. It's like that grit in there. A little bit of soul on that one. God, that hits so fucking hard. I love that. Like the simplicity of just a good old gritty synth, you know? It just doesn't have any other fancy stuff on there. It's just this grunt. Like it's filthy and it sounds so good. All right, so like I mentioned, This one is a whole lot of fun in a few different ways, but my main love is the opening and ending riff. I adore that. It's so tasty. It's so good. You can play it within the same octave if you want to. It's totally doable, but I actually I think the way that they're doing it here, at least with the relationship of the synth, is separating the octave. This would respond differently if you're using a synth because they tend to play off each other octave-wise. That's just one of those things, one of the qualities of certain synths. They kind of bounce off each other and share that single channel of sound that they allow, so like that warbling doesn't get in the way. They allow it to be a single tone situation instead of multiple things being played at the same time. But the way I think this is going is kind of complicated for me. I am not a piano player. I am still learning. I barely know what a keyboard is. I basically only know what I can play because of me doing these videos. So I apologize for not being able to just shred this out. But basically it's something like that, but I'm pretty sure the way this last thing would happen is something that like my brain cannot wrap its head around. I cannot separate my fingers like that. I've been trying for, I kid you not, a half hour just trying to figure this out. It's something kind of like this, where it like comes down on that last bit there. It would go down to the C for here, and it would separate like that. Like doing that at the end, it creates a very jazzy chord, and that would make sense in the context. But like I said, I can't play that at speed. I can barely play the normal riff at speed. That shit's insane. It sounds cool as hell though, and that does play into how the rest of this song goes. Like the chord progressions here, it's just like D minor, we got like an F and like B flat, I'm pretty sure, and then C and A. Like, and like we just loop that around. It's really fun because you can really play around with this. Like the jazziness allows for that flexibility. You can bounce up to the E minor as you go up to the F, for example. Go up to the A minor. Down to that, you know, like there's a little bit of that slop in there, of course, because I'm not hitting everything exactly on the point. But when you're playing this on a piano, you're allowed that sort of slop as long as you're fancy and jazzy enough with it. I'm really not, but my fingers slip around. What can you say? I just went through the whole I can't play piano thing. Either way, that's really fun. I love this. Really fun progression, settling into the A before coming back around. That's like the bulk of the chorus of this song, and I really love that. Add that to that really sick beginning riff and ending riff, and you got just a really banger song. Very bouncy, very jazzy, very fun, and great synth work too. Like this entire song, like I mentioned, with how I'm pretty sure that relationship of that synth is very like single channel, that adds a lot of that bounce to the song. That the rest of it being kind of jazzy and bouncy already adds in addition. So there's just a bunch of this energy just oozing out of this song, and every orifice, every crack of this song has so much fun attached to it. And honestly, there's not really much else I can say about this song, which feels weird because like I feel like I should be able to say more, but it's mostly, I think, supposed to be this love letter to this sort of thing that the video was giving you, where it's like a bunch of references to old video games and everything, and like I feel like that's the love letter it's supposed to be attached to. Musically, I don't think there's much else happening with this one aside from the absolute blast it is. It feels like it was made to be fun, and that's all it is. And that's great. And I love, again, the Miku voice being not all the way up in the fucking Kingdom Come. It's perfectly fine when people do range her really high, but I feel like it's such an undersung little niche of people that actually utilize the lower registers of these Vocaloid characters. Like, that does not happen enough, in my opinion. It does still happen, of course. You get people like Teto, especially her voice bank, will be used in the lower register once in a while, a little more often than Miku, but Miku does not get the range down low anymore. Everyone wants to have her just shrieking up high and hitting those super high notes and floating in that like lighter register, which is fine, but also it's just nice to not hear that once in a while and have a song or two where the song is just taking her lower register and expressing it for what it is, because it's still just as expressive as the rest of her voice bank. Also, the very much like nostalgic attachment I have to this specific variant of Miku's voice is super strong, because it was, like I mentioned in the reaction, around where I started listening to Vocaloid stuff was this rendition of her sound. So to me, this feels like the most authentic Miku. The newer versions are fine, you know, but they'll never hit quite as well to me as this version does, and I'm totally aware that that is probably just nostalgia attached to it. The newer ones are a lot more expressive with how they approach the vocal tuning and everything. It totally makes sense, but there's just a quality to it that makes it feel so much more alive when there's somebody who knows how to use those older voice banks and they use them well, you know? Even these days, there are still people who are using the older voice banks specifically for that purpose, like to use it as like a flashback or something and have that sort of tone in there. And it's just something that doesn't get used as much as I wish it still did. Because again, the new fidelity of all the new voice banks, they're fantastic. But there's also this aching feeling that they're missing the grit that old Vocaloid used to have. Like, there's too much spit and polish on newer Vocaloid banks, and that's probably just a personal thing, you know, it's just personal opinion, but man, if it ever doesn't really become obvious when I listen to songs like this from the older era, and I'm like, damn, they really knew how to control those vocals. Even though they were a lot more wily and hard to control, you still had this quality to them where it's like, damn, some of that is actually a little bit more of a personality shining through, in my opinion. But that's also just going on a complete tangent about the vocals itself, not necessarily this song. So like I mentioned, there's not much to say about this one. I think it was fun, but I think the project as a whole is definitely more of the love letter to older video games, and I do love that, but this song is fun. I want to see like a jazz freestyle, like swing variant of this song, just somebody just blasting on the keys. I want somebody who knows what they're doing to take this song and turn it into something. I have a few friends I might ask, actually, because I think that they would love this sort of composition to mess around with. So I might do that myself. I don't know if it's ever going to be uploaded, but I want to hear what it sounds like. If they're open to it, maybe I'll share that on the channel at some point. But that's just me yapping and hoping, so that's pretty much the end of the video. Thank you all so very much for watching. If you have another song you want me to get to from anyone, by anyone, doesn't matter at all, drop in the comments below and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if like mid-person did, you want to guarantee that I listen to something, you can always go to my Patreon to guarantee that through my executive producer tier there. That'll always be there. Doesn't matter what it's from, who it's by, if it's good or bad. None of that matters. That's why it's a guarantee. But if you don't want to do any of that, maybe just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that. And I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!